Yo, what's up? I'm Nick,
I'm Aaron.
and we're from the Rex. We're hanging out here with Rob from Front Row Live.
The debut EP, We Are the Rex. Those three songs, the fans are eating them up. Like that's what I'm noticing online.
Yeah.
The fans are really loving it. But what was it like when you guys first got together to write that first song? That chemistry, just because you guys are still a fresh band.
Yeah, well, I actually kind of was toying around with songs before we started the band, and that was kind of how the EP had happened. Is I was just kind of messing around with a new genre.
Right.
I'd never really written indie rock or alt rock or whatever you want to call it, and I was just, I don't know. Favorite Liar was one of the first ones, and I had a really, really bad demo of it. And then when the guys moved across the country, Aaron was living with me in California. Like, we were living with Richard, our manager, sleeping on his couches and stuff. But the other guys moved. As soon as they moved out to LA, I was like, we got these songs, and then we got access to a recording studio, and we went in and just, like, pretty much we were doing arrangement and production on the fly with our roommate Andrew, and we just put the songs together that I'd written, and their performances were so much better than the demo was, and that's what really shapes the band, is the way that these guys play the parts and bring their own style to the table. So that's how it happened. It was really sudden.
So you guys wrote the single "Favorite Liar."
Yeah.
And what made you? How did you know that was going to be, a big song? Even before it got that exposure that it does now.
Yeah, we didn't. No. we had no idea. I think that's really cool. I think the more special songs happen that way, where it's kind of an accident. Okay. Because it was my favorite of the three on the EP, but I thought that we should have pushed one of the other ones as a single. Like, I wasn't really sure. Right. And then Jeff Regan at Spotify, at Alt Nation, and Allison at Spotify, they both kind of at the same time had interest in the single in the band, and Jeff Regan played it on his advanced placement show like the next day after it got released, and Allison added it to her awesome rock playlist that we like all listen to like all the time anyway. Right. So it was really sudden, and they got behind the band like from literally day one, like the day it came out. And that was they've been such a driving force for our band, and it really helped us get discovered on Spotify and get discovered on the airways. So.
That was the first tour we were on when it all went down, so it was just like a good push.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys have been able to do a lot of big shows, a lot of big tours with just the three songs that you had released, which is, it's kind of not normal. Like, that doesn't happen.
For sure. And when we were doing the first few shows with Nothing But Thieves on our first tour, we were playing shows, and we only had the three songs out, but we didn't even have like physical CDs to sell yet. We had nothing, so they're like, where can I buy it? I'm like, I don't know, man. It'll be on Spotify soon, So that was frustrating, but it's interesting though, because we'll see a lot of fans like post lyrics that they think are the lyrics to the new songs online. Oh, they're so wrong, but they're great. We end up we develop really close connections with our fans online, especially. Right. So there's actually a Google Doc out there that I have access to, that some of the other fans have access to.
Correct the lyrics?
Yeah, they do all the lyrics, and then they're like, whenever you have time in the van, so I'll just like open it once sometimes, and I'll see a new song up there that they tried to do the lyrics to, and I'll correct it all, just so they have it before it's out, because then people are out singing it, and I just love any little thing like that closes that bridge between the band and the people who listen to our band. So
it's kind of cool, that interaction that the fans are having with you guys at such an early age, because then the moment that you guys are hitting bigger and bigger shows, like those fans are for sure gonna like cherish those early on moments. Like,
yeah, before we get burnt out, huh? Before we become cranky old men.
Right.
So he's already a cranky old man.
I didn't think you were going to say it, but he said it.
Dang.
I'm the grandpa.
He got caught on camera.
Yep, I'm the grandpa of the band.
What's the problem? Is it all the touring? Is it this heat? I'm sweating like crazy.
I'm just the oldest out of it.
Yeah. We are. Yeah. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 25.
Oh man, he's old. He's
old.
old.
But compared to the rest of the guys, he's a grandpa.
Yeah.
Wait, you're 23?
22.
22.
Yeah.
22.
And I'm the second oldest, or third oldest?
Weston's 23.
No, he's 22.
He
I
is?
just don't know. I forgot when. Oh, his birthday was just. I'm the second
His
oldest.
birthday's today,
No,
right?
it was like a month ago, right?
It was recent. I don't remember.
No. I know everyone else's birthdays, I think.
I don't.
Yours is March 20th.
Nope.
March?
But
20,
No.
17th,
No.
13th.
No.
What?
No.
Yes, it is. March 30th.
You're right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, March 30th? I knew that. I knew it. I was going to say that the first time, but I got nervous.
Now, moving forward to new music, you guys were in the studio with Eric Palmquist.
Yeah.
Working on a sophomore EP, an album.
Second EP. Yeah. We actually so we spent a few weeks with Eric, and he's like a really talented producer, and we love a lot of the work that he does. And it was actually interesting though, because the songs that we ended up making together, our styles like didn't produce like a product that we thought like made sense for our band. Okay. So it was really interesting because the song sounded really cool, and it's something that I could see would do well and could be released as a different band almost. Do you know what I mean? Because the songs were really cool that we did together, but we just didn't feel like it was authentic to our sound, and that was probably on us for going into the studio with such an ambiguous vision to begin with. But so we ended up kind of pulling away from that direction, and we moved into my grandma's house in Western New York, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's called Wellsville, New York, and there's farms everywhere. And okay, we love it. We love Wellsville.
We love Wellsville.
You just miss Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Wellsville.
Well, I guess it's literally like the same place I grew up, like small town, but once you go to like
He just
LA,
hates
it's
the
just.
weather.
I love the weather in Wellsville.
During the winter, you hated it.
Oh yeah, winter sucks balls. Yeah.
Anyway, so we went there and we worked on our new songs, and we kind of redid some structures and went in with a different mindset and a fresh mindset, and we went back in with the same team that we did the first EP with. Us five and Andrew, and then also our tech, like our stage tech, Brennan Haleski, who did a lot of editing and studio work for us too. So it was literally the same team that we tour with, we did the new EP with. And now we're all on the road trying to finish it. So you know.
So this time around, we can expect a new direction. Is that what you were saying earlier?
Yeah, a little bit of a, I would say
He's very quiet, by the way.
Yeah. He's a good talker. I'm a hype guy.
You got a hype then. Oh, that.
He's the model.
God. Yeah. I think there's a bit of growth in the sound, but I think that a lot of the people who have been coming to our shows are going to expect some of the songs because we've been playing them live for so long. Right. But then there's been so many songs that we've been playing live that we're not putting out it either. So we'll see what the reaction is like. I'm pretty excited to see what people think.
The reaction's been great for the new songs we've been playing. So
yeah, the reaction's
been good.
But they're not mentioned as new material for the new EP, right?
They recently have. On this tour, we've been able to confidently say that because we know we've now recorded it, and we know what we're actually going to be releasing. For a while, we were just like, we were just playing a bunch of songs, writing a bunch of songs, and then seeing whatever stuck. So that was, yeah.
Now, within the last year that you guys have been together, how have you guys seen your growth? Whether it was writing, whether it was performing, whether it was touring, like how have you guys seen that?
I think just be like playing as much as we have, it's just been like tighter and like it's just more comfortable for all of us, I think.
Yeah, I think our live show's got like a lot more. I mean, we always have brought energy, I think, from the beginning, but I think the reaction from the crowd and that chemistry is built, because you need a chemistry on stage, but I think you also need to like build that connection and that comfort with the people off stage, because then it's like, then it's a party, then it's a show, then you're not just watching a performance, but you're part of a performance, and I think that's what's grown a lot for us. But and also the amount of people listening to our songs and sharing our music, it's been insane.
Now, what about writing-wise? How has the writing been getting better from the first couple songs that you guys wrote together? Because you guys write a lot, right?
Yeah, we do. I do a lot of tinkering around in my room and on my laptop, producing and stuff. And I think that I'm always going to keep growing as a songwriter, and this is a nice next step toward it. And I think that, I mean, most songwriters will say this, but I think that like you never feel like you're there yet. Right. But I'm pretty confident with this EP, and I really like the work that we put into it and the hours that we put into producing it. Yeah, I think that as we go, we'll just continue to progress, and the songs will just keep getting either more exciting or more heartfelt or whatever it may be. But I think they're always going to feel like more, you know.
Now, on the first EP, you guys pretty much learned how to record it all yourselves, record it, mix it, produce it. Did you guys do any of that on this EP, or you just let the team behind actually work on it?
It's the exact same process. Yeah. It was the exact So process. Like I said earlier, it's like so Andrew and I are like, we're like the team. We go in and we work on it for like ever. He's running sound for us today. Yeah. He's also our tour manager. He's also our Google search engine.
You guys are still do it all, like.
Yeah. So Andrew is like, he's like a sixth member, if not the number 2 member. Like, you know, like him and I were like, me and Aaron were like kind of like working on rec songs before we were a band, and so he's a very vital part of the process. And so him and I did the first EP like in our heads, just like, all right, this is how we're gonna do it. And then we got the guys in, like, here are the parts, like they added their style and their playing and changed the parts a bit, and that's how the EP came. But so him and I basically did the same thing again, where we both have our 2 office chairs, roll up to the studio, and then we just start knocking the ideas out and putting it together. But it was another few weeks of just figuring stuff out and making it up on as we go and learning how to be producers, which I don't feel like a producer. I don't think. I mean, Andrew probably does because he was trying to make it as a career as a producer before I was, but now we're putting out an EP on a label that we produced again. So I'm pretty excited for that.
And that's also cool that you guys are now on a label and you're still able to do it yourselves, the way that you guys wanted to do it.
They were really actually receptive of that. They really liked that idea. So to have their support was really great. Now they just want us to finish the damn thing, which I don't blame them. But it's gotten so busy on the road. Right. We're like editing vocals in the van, and like last night we were staying at our manager's house in Thousand Oaks, and Andrew and I were out there at 1 a.m, just like passing a laptop back and forth and working on shit. So we're trying to get it done for you guys. I promise.
Definitely something the fans can expect this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely this year. Yeah.
Okay. And then this tour, it literally just kicked off. But what has been so great so far on what was it, 3 days that you guys have done?
Like our fifth day, yeah. Just the crowds have been like insane, and it's like a crazy experience.
Right. Yeah. And everyone on the tour is so nice. It's so cool to be able to join a tour because these 3 bands have been to Europe and they've been all over, and they've been touring for a few months. So we kind of jump in and kind of infiltrate that family a bit. But they've been all so welcoming and super cool. So we're all getting along really well. And I mean, us swimmers in water parks are literally sharing a green room every night. So it's good that we get along.
Well, I think all 4 bands on this lineup, I think they're just all fun, even outside the stage. Like, they're just all fun individuals. So I can only imagine what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's been fun. It'll be, and it's just getting started. Yeah. I think there's going to be a few stories by the end of this thing. So, yeah. All
right, so for the fans out there, what can they expect for the remainder of this tour from you guys?
Some fun.
Keep going.
Energy. Lots of fun. It's your turn.
Starting to sweat?
I've been sweating,
man. I'm like, it's hot over here.
Yeah.
I've been in LA forever, and I still can't get used to this heat.
It's hot. If you haven't come to a show, come to a show. They're really fun. All the bands are sick, and we bring it every night.